So for consumer protection, we're simply talking about how consumers are protected from the benefits producers do really get. So for consumers, we want affordable products and we want those products that have better quality. So to get a product with quality and affordable, it means government must intervene. So we always need government intervention. So how will government protect us? Government protects us through consumer rights. So I'm going to read it anyway. Consumer protection. Consumer wants to buy goods and services that have a better quality and affordable price. This means government must discourage anti-competitive practices. Why do we call them anti-competitive practices? We call them anti-competitive practices because these things stop consumers from being able to have choices. So when there is no competition in the market, it means consumer choices becomes limited. So whatever we see is what we buy. Then if that is the case, we won't be able to talk about quality and affordable price. Because when there is competition, it is only when there is competition that we can have quality products at affordable price. Why do we have quality products at affordable price if there is competition? When there is competition, all producers want to get customers for themselves. And to do this, they have to find a unique selling point, which means they might have to exploit quality products. The point is, when there is competition, you don't have customers in heaven, all the customers are here. So it simply means, whatever customer, if you are having those customers, I am not going to have them. So having more customers market share means your competitors are not having the same market share because the customers are here. So when there's competition, all businesses want to sell to customers. They want customer loyalty. So they want to attract the highest customer possible. And to do that, they have to sell at affordable price and a quality one. Do you get the point we're making here? So when there's competition, it allows consumers more choices to make. As a result of that, they will be able to have affordable goods at affordable price and quality products. So what are those things that government wants to ensure it doesn't happen in the market? The first one, price fixing. When we talk about price fixing, I wrote, businesses coming together through cartel to set a price in agreement. There's always a cartel, which means we form an alliance to set the price and the quantity that's going to be sold in the market. Businesses, they come together to set a price. So when you go to firm A or business A, it's going to call the same price as business B, C, D, E. So it's either you buy from A or B or C. They have set a price that is not competitive. That's what the cartel is. Do you understand what cartel is here? They fix the price so that you don't have other choice. So wherever you go to, it's still going to be the same price, which is illegal. So government would ensure that this doesn't happen. Because if it happens, it puts consumers into vulnerability. Do you understand the first thing here?
Yes.
But still talking about consumer protection. So one of the things government wants to ensure that doesn't happen or discourage is price fixing, which is an anti-competitive pricing, anti-competitive situation or reaction. Do you understand the first point? The second one, increasing prices to the level higher than in a competitive market. In a competitive market, you are supposed to set the price using competitive pricing, which means a price that is both agreed by the demand for and the supplier. So if prices are set higher than what is supposed to be set in the competitive market, then it is illegal. It is putting customers, it is exploiting customers. So prices must be set in a way that it is affordable and acceptable based on the cost of production. So here, what they are trying to say is, there's always a cost of production for firms. So you must not sell so much than the cost of production. If you do that, you are increasing the cost, you are increasing the expenses of consumers, and it is not ideal. Do you understand the second point here? Do you understand all of this?
Yes.
The third point, market sharing. When we talk about market sharing, we are simply talking about creating different locations we can sell the product. So, product A will be selling in Tripoli, so it's only product A that will be in Tripoli. Product B will be in Misrata, product C will be in Benghazi. So whoever is in Tripoli will not have access to product B and C. Whoever is in Misrata will not have access to product A and C. Do you get the point here? So they've shared the market so as consumers' choices reduces. That is also an anti-competitive practice. Do you get the third point? So government will not allow this to happen because if it happens, it puts customers into vulnerability. Do you understand the third point?
Yes.
The fourth one, barriers to entry. When we talk about barriers to entry, we're talking about restrictions that do not allow other businesses to come into the market. So most of the time, businesses, they invest so much on advertisement. that when you think about coming to that market, then you find out about the cost of advertisement that you need to do, because without advertisement, nobody knows about your product. Advertisement increases awareness about your product. But when you find out that the amount spent by existing businesses in the market is huge on advertisement, it might discourage you from going to that market. And because you are discouraged from going to that market, the competition in that market reduces. Do you get the point about barriers to entry here?
I don't think it's discouraging.
It is discouraging because existing businesses in that industry or that market, they spend so much on advertisement. So for you, that you're just coming in, you will be like, how much will I be able to spend to reach the level of these existing businesses? You have your cost already to incur because you are producing the product. Your product is new to the market. You still need to, there's still going to be the storming time for your product. Customers still need to know more about your product. How much more do you have to spend? So because of the amount you have to spend on that product, you might be discouraged to go into that market. Do you get the point about barriers to entry?
Yes.
So whatever restrictions that do not allow new businesses to come into that market are called barriers to entry. And most of the time it's about advertisement. You can't check Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Do you know how much you spend on advertisement? Sometimes they use football stars for adverts. So if you are thinking about having the same competition as you want to compete with Coca-Cola or Pepsi, then you think twice. Can you afford Ronaldo? Can you afford Messi that Coca-Cola has spent on? Can you afford them? You are just starting. Will you be able to afford it? No. As a result of that, you will be discouraged to go into that market. Do you understand?
Yes.
The next one, okay, that's the last one anyway. Then we have consumer issues covered by legislation. When we talk about legislation, we're talking about laws, government laws, and how it affects consumers positively. The first one